welcome back to this week's video. I thought it'd be lovely to showcase some of the beautiful, amazing collectors Barbie dolls that we specialise in here at Mary Shortle's. Now, Barbie dolls are not a thing I talk about a lot, and I sometimes think they get a little bit forgotten about in the corner around the doll size of the store. But for me, Barbie is the girl that can be anything you want her to be. With the huge range that Mattel create in the Barbie collection, it would be impossible for us to stock that all here. And a lot of the pink box Barbie dolls which are available in your mainstream stores are not really what we're about here. We love specialising in the more unique individual pieces and the collector's range. I thought it'd be lovely to grab some of the range we have here and just showcase them a little bit more in detail. We really do have a lovely range here. So this one that I've just picked up first is one of the newer additions, and this was made honouring the history and beauty of the Lunar New Year. She has this magnificent silk style oriental dress with the beautiful face painting and also the very long black hair. Isn't she lovely? So she is one of the collector's pieces. Now, with the collector's editions, I am actually a Barbie collector myself, and it's lovely if you can purchase them in the year that they are released, as they come out then at the RRP, the retail price. But as soon as you turn around and the editions are finished, or it moves into the next year, some of these Barbies can go up in value so much. We can be looking at even 10 or 20 times for some of the releases that are very sought after. How many of you have been following lately the news and have seen the Queen that has been produced by Mattel for, of course, the Jubilee? I couldn't believe my eyes. The retail price on her was £75. She was released on the 20th of April. By the time I had looked online, they were already asking premiums of £750 for this rare piece. So no, I haven't been fortunate to actually find one at a fair price just yet for my collection. But if the Queen isn't for you and you're loving some of the other royal family members, then how many of you remember the magnificent wedding day of Kate and William? Well, of course, Mattel produced this beautiful set back then with the signature dress and of course the uniform, and this was a twin box set. It actually retailed originally for around £199, so it was one of the slightly higher priced collector's sets. We're retailing this one today. Is quite hard to find for £220. I have seen these actually retail for up to £450 online. Now, with some of these being past edition collector's sets, the boxes are also quite important. So if you want to read the description on the website, we will also say if it has light shelfware and things like that, especially with the darker style boxes like this one. But they've never been removed from box. They are mint in box as the actual items, and like I say, it may just have slight wear to the edges, which doesn't deflect too much from the price, as this is a very rare set too. But isn't that lovely? I mean, they really captured him quite well. He's quite well done on this figure. He really is. And of course, she is beautiful anyway, so they did her proud also popping it into this twin set. But that was a very nice limited edition piece. Now, if the royal family is not something you want to collect, a lot of the famous designers have also collaborated with Barbie Mattel and produced some breathtaking pieces. Now, for me, being a massive Louboutin fan, I absolutely adore his shoes. This one is a must. There are 3 in the Louboutin series. This is an older past edition piece, and it's a very rare piece to find. We have 3 different Louboutin Barbies available at the moment, and these are in pristine condition. Look at this, isn't that lovely? These ones I really do highly recommend. Anything that is a special collaboration with one of the famous designers are a fabulous investment piece. This is absolutely breathtaking. The detail and craftsmanship in producing something like this, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And these are also with the cellophane fronted packaging, are ideal to just have displayed in your box. It's quite important if you are thinking long-term investment, if the pieces are actually kept in position in their packaging rather than actually undone and popped into a showcase. Long term, it's not too detrimental to the value, but of course when you do keep things mint and boxed in the long term, then these are always the more sought after pieces. We have so many beautiful Barbies here. I don't know if I'll be able to get through them all today, but I just thought it'd be nice to show you some different ones. Now, for those of you who just love the Wizard of Oz, they have produced numerous series of the Wizard of Oz collections, and one series was brought out in 2006 for the actual 50th anniversary of the Wizard of Oz, and Dorothy here would be from the 50th anniversary earlier series. And then they brought out a 75th anniversary series, which then became quite a bit more detailed, as often when they're re-releasing with new sculpts, they do become quite impressive. Look at him, the Cowardly Lion. Isn't his face beautiful? They've really captured his sculpt there, and also the quality of the clothing and the detail in them is just lovely. So we have already added these to our website. These are the 75th anniversary collector's edition, and these are coming in between $49.99 and $79.99. Now this is a great price point if you're wanting to start a Barbie collection. Like I say, they really are a fabulous investment long term, and if you do have a spare £50, then it would be worth looking at something like this as a young collector, or something if you're new to collecting then, and you love Barbies maybe from your childhood, then these would really be a great starting point for anybody. And also you can theme your collection. If there's one type of hobby or passion that you're really into, then often the Mattel Barbie collection have probably touched on that at some point, and maybe you could just collect that range. Really is great. As I said before, if you can buy it when it's released in that year, you are getting it then at the bottom retail price, and before you blink they've really escalated. So every year they produce a holiday Barbie. They often do it with different hair colours, some of them made for the American market, or some of them that are then released into Europe. So they've really made these for many years, and this one here is an older Happy Holidays Barbie. Now her box is a little bit worse for wear, so this one we would retail for just a few pounds, as like I say, it's a great starting point if you're wanting to start in the collector's market. Now this one here, they are also dated on the box. She actually goes back to 1997. Can you see there her face and makeup? If you're comparing her, say, to the fashionistas of the newer ranges, this was already the 10th in the Happy Holidays series, so they're going right back, and she's quite, wow, isn't she really? We'll just say, wouldn't she look nice on the top of a Christmas tree? She's very ornate and quite flamboyant. Now another beautiful one from the Happy Holidays series, I always thought this one was very attractive, is this one here, and you can already see the style of the face sculpt and the way that they're already getting finer, and yet this is 1998, so there's nothing really apart in age, but look already the transition and the fineness that this one has become. And then of course the latest ones, I do have here a recent Happy Holidays Barbie from 2021. And I have to say, you can really see how amazing the transformation has been in these two sculpts. Look how model-like and fine-featured this one is, the latest one, against the bigger-eyed, bigger-faced Barbie back then. And just the fineness of the clothing as well, and the size of the trims, the lace, the detail, it does make a big difference too. So they've done so much with the Barbie doll. It's really fabulous how they can recreate her year after year in so many different ways. And I think that's one of the fun factors if you are a fashion doll collector or love collecting the Barbie dolls, then you never get bored. There's always something very interesting coming up in the next series. One of the highlights of the 2021 collection that I totally fell in love with was this pink collection. This one, the blonde, was the first in the series. The packaging on these is so weighty. The quality is just breathtaking. They have the magnetic fastening, and don't they just look beautiful? Now, they are of course very pink, hence the name of the collection, but for those of you who love the iconic Barbie style in the very flamboyant ball gown model effect, then these are a really beautiful addition to your collection. I have to say that I was blown away when I saw this one. Again, the image, I wasn't so sure, but when she arrived, I thought, my gosh, her dress is magnificent. Her jewellery, her face sculpt, and also her makeup and her hairstyling is just absolute perfection. Now, these ones are a limited edition production run, and what they say now at Barbie is there are no more than 20,000 pieces worldwide made of this piece. Now, that doesn't mean that all 20,000 run will be produced, and for some reason, if this model wasn't as successful as they'd hoped, then sometimes they may only produce just a few, but who knows exactly how many of that 20,000 piece are produced. None of us will ever know that, as they're not individually numbered. But as a beautiful investment piece, I think this one I can highly recommend. Now, already there are other members that have arrived in the collection, and the second in the series is this beauty. Again, a completely pink themed pink collection. Her face sculpt is just breathtaking, and also with the darker pink clothing, she does look very classy. Let me just open this without damaging the box, because the boxes on these are just great. So look at her. She is the second in the series, and she is very glamorous. These ones do have more weight to them, and that's because they have the vinyl head, but they actually have the silkstone body. Now, we'll go on to looking at the silkstone collection in a minute. So they do have quite a weight to them, and the silkstone Barbies are very collectible too. The detail of the clothing on these is just perfectly styled and made. I mean, how they create so many fine features on an outfit of this scale and size, it really blows my mind. She's immensely attractive. Now, the third one, the Hispanic one, has also just arrived, but I haven't got her here yet to showcase with you. So there's 3 already in this collection. Now, if you purchase these, like I say, when they are released, within a few months, the price has already probably gone up at least 30 to 40%. So these are a really solid investment piece. I'm hoping that they will continue the pink collection series, as I think they're very exciting and extremely glamorous. Now, Silkstone Barbies is one of my very favourite Barbie in the Barbie Collector series, and the reason for that is she's so reminiscent of the original Barbie and using that style of head and also the body shape. Of course, Barbie being founded and released at the first American trade show in 1959. She made her big debut there and was an amazing success overnight, and has certainly been ever since, attracting the next generation continually into the world of Barbie. It's not all about bubblegum pink now, and the diversity and the transition of what Barbie has become is just absolutely beautiful. Now, for those of you who don't know this, of course Ruth Handler, the founder of Mattel, the Barbie range, took her inspiration from the Bild Lily. The Bild Lily being from the original German cartoon drawings in the newspapers dating back to around 1956. Her inspiration became so strong from Bild Lily that she found while on holiday in Germany with her daughter Barbara, hence the name Barbie that then came about, and also became a world phenomenon. Well, here I have some of the lovely Silkstone Barbies that are based on that original style of face and model. This one here is a beautiful addition. She is called Best to a T, and she is exquisitely styled. A lot of them are quite reminiscent of some of the very famous designer clothing ranges, so you know where I'm coming from with this one. For me, she reminds me as though she's wearing a Chanel suit of that time, and she also has, can you see how the actual eye lids and the mascara and the makeup is actually molded in to the head itself? So this is how the Bild Lily was originally created. I do actually own a Bild Lily in my own collection, but sadly I haven't got her here today. It would have been nice to do the comparison, and this is very, very much reminiscent of that model. But these are Silkstone, so the Silkstone body is quite a lot heavier. They've got the softer vinyl head, and the Silkstone body is quite weighted. It's not a resin, but it's that sort of composite, so they also can be broken. They're not as robust as the all vinyl Barbies. But anything in the Silkstone series that you wish to collect is a guaranteed investment piece. I watched the market today, and some of the first edition Silkstone Barbies are literally making thousands of pounds, and these are just beautiful fashion models for your collection. So one that we have just recently received here, because naturally Barbie also changed her style in the 60s, where the bubble cut hairdos became very, very important and part of fashion moving on. Of course, they moved with the times with Barbie too, and this is a bubble cut style 1961 brunette Barbie made as a Silkstone, so a little bit like a replica, but also made in this new series. Isn't she lovely? She's very, very 60s, and how that transition came from the high ponytail to the short bubble cut hairdo. Isn't she fabulous? Now, of course, Barbie needed a friend, and they introduced Ken. Well, Ken was probably a little bit of a shock to the system at that time, as he was then a male fashion doll. And this one here has been brought out for the 60th anniversary of Ken, so very like the first ones that were produced. And I don't know, what do you think to him? He's quite funky, isn't he? So he has this molded, it's like a flocked finished hair, I suppose a little bit like the action men of that time with the flocked hair, the hand painted face detail, and he has also been made in the Silkstone Collector's Edition. But I think that everybody needs at least one Ken in their Barbie collection. He really is great, but the packaging on these ones too is beautifully done in this vintage style, very classical packaging, very slim and also very easy to house. So check out him. He's also available at maryshortle.com, along with our vast range now of collector's Barbies that we'll be adding on a weekly basis. Barbie just being literally everything you want it to be. How about these amazing celebrity musical collaborations with Mattel in the form of these iconic stars? This one here representing the great days of David Bowie, already retired, sold out edition, quite a hard to find piece. But how amazing is this get up? Look at this. These ones have a little bit more fragile. They are like a perspex fronted box, so absolutely great to just have on display on your shelf. This one was released in 2018 and there was a lot of talk on the media about how well this had been created from these iconic days. Well, of course it couldn't just be about Bowie, so they introduced a Elton John Barbie. So they've styled Barbie here in the Elton John styling, a little bit crazy from those days with those very iconic sunglasses and also these vibrant outfits where Elton is so famous for. This one was released, I believe, in 2020, so already nearly 2 years old, and look at the packaging. Isn't it beautifully done? There's also often a history on the back of the packaging regarding where this Barbie doll has been styled from, maybe a famous concert or one of his very iconic outfits. But these ones are great, and if you're a massive fan of some of the most iconic famous people in the world, then they're always great to check out the Mattel Barbie range, and let's just keep an eye on who they will be producing next. But I thought it'd be lovely just to showcase in this video some of the Barbie dolls, as like I say, we always seem to forget about them. So I could just stand here all day and talk about our extensive range of Barbie collectibles. But I'll leave the rest to you now, and you can check out all our beautiful ones at maryshortle.com, or of course if you're popping into store, we also have them available here. So why not think about starting a great collection from around £20 today, and you could be looking forward to the next challenge of searching for that very special piece for your collection. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you all in soon and hear about your stories and your finds and what you're adding to your collection very soon.